back. Welcome to the Race and Flow podcast. Chase Abel, once again, the original co-host, back at it, back in LA, talking about Nubian Square in fucking Brockton, Massachusetts.
No, it's actually Roxbury.
Roxbury. Oh,
Yeah.
That's very black. Yeah.
Thank you. Anytime someone says that, I love it when I say that. That's very black.
Yeah, we just came back from the Chinese buffet. I'm gonna pass out in the middle of this podcast. That food. It was pretty good, but
yeah.
I don't know what do they put in that shit. Does the MSG make you sleepy? Is that like tryptophan?
It's I know MSG definitely makes me shit. Like for sure.
I didn't know MSG was an additive. Like you actually just add it like salt.
Why do they? First of all, I've always wanted to know this because I don't know anything. Like I've known the word MSG for like 20 something years.
Everybody says MSG. No one knows what the fuck it is.
I don't know what the hell that means. Like I would blame me gaining weight because the food I would say had too much MSG. So every time I got fat, I would just be like,
just blame it on the MSG.
It does cause numbness and tingling and palpitations and drowsiness.
Here it is. Yeah. So hang on, put that back up. Tastes like? Isn't it like a salt?
I think it's like a
monosodium glutamate.
There you go.
Causes bloating. Dude, but I when I was in college, there was a Chinese buffet in Rhode Island called Apsara's. Okay. It was a real shithole. But they had like a little banquet room downstairs that we would rent out for like fraternity parties and shit for like, to go get dinner and get hammered. It was just an excuse to roll a keg into a Chinese food restaurant. And we would get trashed down there and eat this cheap Chinese food. And, I was a big Seinfeld fan and, Kramer used to order his Chinese food extra MSG. So as a joke, I'd be down there and be like, hey, I want this, and this, and put extra MSG. And like, okay. I was like, okay. So we ended up getting hammered, and I run into the kitchen.
Right.
See what's going on back there. And there was a big drum, and it looked like salt. And it was just labeled MSG.
Wow.
Is that how it pops up?
I guess
apparently it's like it doesn't taste good and people don't like it, and then they have to add some like savory aroma shit to it to try and get it to where people like it. But
why
it's
do they
salt.
add it if no one likes it? That's weird. Right? People put salt on food because salt tastes good.
Yeah, this is like it's all like all this is. I just think is it white? Is it a white like a white grain?
Yeah, it looks a lot like salt.
They might as well just put Coke in it.
Popular seasoning and flavor enhancer.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I never like. All I know is MSG. They put a whole bunch of it when I was in college, like the food in college. That's all I know about MSG. And the only thing, and the other MSG is just Madison Square Garden. There's only two.
That's the mess. Yeah, I know that MSG.
What's going on, son?
Nothing, man. Back at it. Fucking working my ass off. Oh shit! I gotta turn my phone off.
Yeah, you're unprofessional.
I know.
Piece of gun.
I know.
Hey, that job can wait. I'm in town. You're like, well, it doesn't pay me as much as you do, Chase. So
you don't pay me at all.
Yeah. Oh no, I know.
You cost me negative money.
Oh yeah, yes. But a lot of character building, though.
Yeah.
Don't leave that out.
I pay for your company. I pay for your company.
Hey, a lot of people pay for a lot worse.
What do you pay for worse?
Well,
What, like their wife? Because that's what we were talking about at lunch, Mike. So listen to this. I was telling Chase right before we started. We're coming back up from the Chinese food spot. Do you remember that dress, that blue and gold dress?
Is it blue? Is it gold? That one with the stripes or whatever? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The guy who came up with that meme just got arrested for killing his wife.
She talked about the fucking dress too much.
That's what I thought, right? She said the dress was blue and she said it was white, so he had to kill her. No, but
that's crazy.
That's what we were talking about how why is it that when somebody dies and if they're married, the first suspect is their spouse?
That's very
right. Isn't there something fucked up about that?
Yeah.
Because a normal person can't push you close enough to murder, but someone that you love and already have that much passion for could do a little thing where you're just like, all right, that.
Well, actually, I partially disagree with you because I probably meet about 8 or 9 like normal people I want to kill every day. On the train. But I know what he was saying though.
You don't have the motivation. The motivation. You don't even know them.
No.
I'm motivated. Believe me, I'd kill people I didn't know if I could get away with it, without question.
Well, a stranger won't break your heart. A stranger won't fuck your brother, and you care.
I mean, there's that. There's that, but there's also like the fact that what about? Well, they're the person you love the most. They'd be the last person you want to kill in theory.
I think it's not right. I think when
crimes of passion.
Yes, I think it's that how should I say this? It's that kind of like that disappointment, like in that person.
I'm
where
also
it's like,
not married, so I can imagine. Married life seems tough in its own way.
Oh, definitely.
Right. So I could see, like, oh God, get this fucking person away from me. I gotta kill him.
Oh,
so,
well, that's
you're
why
just tired. Get away from me.
I grew up houses down from a guy who chopped up his whole family when I was.
When you were
I guess
a kid?
it was a year or so before I was born, actually. But my parents were in the house, and we always did hide and go seek and stayed away from the blood red shed.
Blood red shed. Did he kill the whole family?
Oh yeah.
How many people?
3 kids, wife.
Wow.
And then went away on a business trip, and then came back, and they did a whole book about it. He got off. He was arrested.
Got off.
He was arrested for a little while, and then got shit appealed and got out.
How did he get out? If he killed, to killing the kids is crazy. I can see killing your wife, but killing your kids?
That's wow. He got off. Wow.
Yeah. Let's see about this guy.
All right.
John Hendricks, murderer.
Let's go. Let's get
David Hendricks.
David
Sorry,
Hendricks.
John.
Sorry, John.
See,
Just slandered a good
just
man.
slandering a good brother,
Oh my
man.
God, it's on the History Channel.
Oh yeah, it was for sure.
83.
Oh, it made the cut. Wow,
Jesus, Bloomington, Illinois.
it made the cut. History Channel cut. Yeah, and it's
wow.
and it's also it's just when you look at these cases, right, of these men that kill their wives or over for whatever reason. It's just like there's a pattern of like it's interesting because it seems like they all have a pattern, like a behavior or something like going on, so it's
Extreme guilt, like
I wonder who
weird stuff.
Yeah. We all know women initiate more divorces, but who do you think kills their spouse more frequently, men or women?
This guy's motivation was religious. He couldn't get a divorce in his religion and everything, but yet he was doing plastic surgery and he was on the hose.
Oh, don't get Randy started.
Getting away from a woman. Getting away from a woman can be tough, man.
Here we go.
Well, Randy, like we were talking with Turin, fucking. He's like, it's cheaper to keep her. I'm like, it's cheaper to kill her. Well, how much does it cost to get a hit out?
We'll be right back after these messages, ladies and gentlemen.
From BetterHelp, let's go.
From BetterHelp.
From BetterHelp Therapy.
Yeah, I bet. You know what? I bet over the course of time, I bet more women have killed their husbands because women they'll poison you, right?
I mean,
or they'll
over
just
the
kill
course of time. Are you kidding me? Do you know what life's like in the Middle East?
Oh yeah, well that's right. But I'm saying, women are the ones like they're in the kitchen, historically, right? Maybe not today.
Well,
you'd be hard pressed to find a woman in the kitchen today. But back in the day, like she's cooking your food, just put a little bit of arsenic in it, put a little bit of something in it over the course of time, kill you slowly. You hear that all the time. Women putting bleach in their fucking husband's soup.
So she has to choose to kill you every day for hundreds of days, and you just have to snap once and kill her. If she has to go that long to kill you, probably fucking deserve it.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, I bet there's many men have died that were killed by their wives, and we just don't know it. They didn't just shoot them all in the head like this fucking lunatic.
Oh, my dad.
Women will poison you slowly. A guy will snap and burn down the house with you in it.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean,
so it's a more explosive story. I bet a lot of guys have died behind their wives killing them. Nobody knows.
I mean, definitely, like spiritually.
Home cooking.
Definitely, like internally.
Definitely crushed them spiritually.
Definitely, like there's
destroyed their spirit.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you could. I think if I was to put my bet on that, I think.
Yeah. They crushed their soul. They're alive, but they just not. There's nothing inside them anymore.
They're smart enough to not let you off that easy, dog.
That's right.
Why would they let you leave?
I know. On the way out, man, they're gonna get you. So.
Yeah, why, especially this day and age with divorce and alimony being what it is. Why would she kill you? Right, just keep you alive so you can keep paying forever. She kills you, she only gets life insurance, one life insurance check. If she keeps your ass alive and you're sending her fucking $50,000 a month, like homeboy we were talking about for the rest of his life, it's like, all right, well, we need to get him in shape. Well, get my ex-husband a gym membership. Put him on a diet.
Yeah, this is. I think I just realized this recently about myself. Actually, someone pointed out to me.
What's that?
Which is which is the reason why I stay single.
Oh, this is the reason.
Well, yeah, because one, it's like I always see the women will never kill me because I always leave room for them to disappoint me. So in a relationship, so it's like I always purposely leave a little room where I feel like with people, it's like they're gonna fuck you over at some point. So you might as well just kind of
yeah. But if you already assume someone's gonna fuck you over, it's a pretty bad start to a relationship.
Yeah, well, it just makes things interesting. Like it's just
If you already don't trust the person you're with,
well, that's why
maybe don't be with them.
Well, that's why I always make myself unavailable to unavailable women. That's why. That's what I've been told. So now,
that's what I tell myself.
I don't know. I want to shackle down, man, at some point, man.
Do you think so?
Yeah, dog. Because I can't be.
Oh, you know, it's the ship has sailed. This is
Says
it.
who?
Me.
See? Oh, for you? Oh, that's definitely,
over.
dude. Oh, that's Pinta Maria, Santa Maria sailed a long time ago, dude.
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
Yeah, whatever the fuck those 3 boats
Pinta
were.
Maria and Santa Maria.
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck are those boats' name? I don't know, dude. Like it's
What are those boats' names?
The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Yeah, Chase. Come on.
Nah, dude. We're not gonna do a
You're
history.
a citizen now. Let's get with it.
Dude, barely.
Barely.
I just became like 2 years on Juneteenth. So like,
Yeah, he didn't have to sing those songs in elementary school.
I didn't have to sing those.
Did you really get it on Juneteenth?
I got on June. Yeah, dog. Of course. You know how.
What do you mean? Of course. Did you do that on purpose or just happened to be?
Bro, it was a coincidence. Honestly. It really.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the government didn't give you.
Yeah, I tried to make it seem I was more actively black than I was, but like, no, it's it was great. I think it's actually cool to be on Juneteenth. That's what's up, you know. Yeah. In a black part of Beacon Hill in Boston, which I didn't know existed.
You know, I hadn't heard of Juneteenth until probably 5 years ago.
Oh, that's understandable. I understand.
That's what I'm saying. But like,
You don't get Jet magazine subscriptions.
No, and I bet in Jet magazine they don't talk about it that much. I feel like even in Black America they weren't talking about it that much. Like it became a thing, and then we all latched on because of the political wave at the time. But it got us an extra federal holiday. And I'm not mad about it.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying, son? Like,
welcome.
Like the more holidays, the better.
Hey,
I wish we had 3 Martin Luther King days. Well, I don't want 3 people to die, but
no.
no.
You
know, like, I want. More
I'm sure we've killed enough people from the police that we could just add a couple.
Yeah.
Listen, I wasn't. He said it.
I know, right?
I wasn't.
Yeah. Pretty soon, the liberals are going to be pushing for Hamas Remembrance Day.
Well,
that's going to be the next thing.
Yeah.
It's like, remember those freedom fighters?
On the next episode of God and Light.
Have there been protests in Boston, speaking of which? It's a big college city.
Have
you noticed any? I haven't driven by one yet. Honestly,
like
all these protests are talking about, I haven't seen one fucking protest.
Okay, let me say
Not in real life.
Like, I don't pay attention to anything. I purpose.
You must be so happy.
I purpose. The level of serenity is amazing.
I don't pay attention to anything.
I don't. I purposely don't want to. Like every single moment, there's like it's like everyone's fighting with this person. People want you to do this person. It hasn't slowed down. It's like, You know
what's funny about it is that they talk about it like like some people like
whatever.
They're college kids. Let them have their moment. But college for me was about having a good time, and going to a protest looks pretty fucking miserable. I mean, they look like really sad and angry.
Well, I think
let them have their moment to be motivated. I'm like, when I was in college, I was motivated to get fucked up and hang out with the fellas.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was like that too in college. All I wanted to do was have fun, and and that was that, and I did that. But I think also if they had their choice, I think that the kids now these days wouldn't want to protest. And it seems like there's something as to the reasons why they feel the need to.
That's true.
So
that's true, but that's what I'm saying.
Like the environment, I don't think they're not choosing the environments that they're,
No, I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying is like, people are like making it sound like, oh, let them have their moment. This is their time to shine. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they'd rather be partying. Like, because I would, like, that was my college experience, was having a good time. Right. So it seems like they're getting the short end of the stick. They're doing this shit, Like when I was graduating, I was getting fucking hammered, having fun with my friends. Like now, there's people like sitting in encampments on campus. It seems awful.
I think by and large, these kids now are getting robbed of like a lot of experiences for sure.
Yeah,
different how we grew up, but I mean, we can talk for days how we grew up. We were how things were. And I feel like each generation can defend their stance on like why is their generation, but I do feel like this particular generation's like, I mean, if you think about it, since 9/11, right? Like how much things that this generation of kids actually had to see.
Well, that is
and witness,
true.
you know. So you have like so you got September 11, boom, that's already like
so
right there.
Let's say you were born on 9/11, 2001. You're 23 years old right now.
Yeah.
Right. You're basically just graduated from college.
Yeah.
You're at those camps, let's say.
Yeah. You're at those camps now, but 2 years ago you weren't on campus at all because of the pandemic.
Word.
Like you had taken class from home, so you had no communal experience. So half their college education was on the computer, and the other half's in a tent. You know, seems it's pretty fucked up.
Well, I think between the internet and COVID, we've kind of ripped the mask off what college is. Like, you don't need to go to college to learn at all. Like, everything's out there for the people who are self-motivated. So you can start grabbing all of that information and know-how, even when you're still in high school, if you're truly motivated. And the people who know this, and they also know that college is just kind of like hey, what are we doing for these 4 years besides paying a bunch of money to some strangers?
Yeah.
I've
noticed too, like, yeah, that's actually true because you have all this information out there for them to understand. But then it's like also too that by having all that information readily available for them, it's like it kind of removes them from respecting people. Yeah, kind of like it's like, oh, why would I listen to you? I could just like go look up.
I'll do my own research. And it's a little bit of information overload. And look, we're all not fucking scientists to be doing our own research. We should believe some experts.
Speak for yourself, dude. Speak for yourself.
That goes back to COVID when we watch all these experts who fucking lied to us and gave us shit, and now the truth is, why am I going to give $100,000 a year to something that might be feeding me?
See, that's the thing too. It's like they lied to us. Like a lot of it, they just got wrong. The problem is they pretended they were right. You know, like if during the pandemic they were like, I don't, like, you know, what's the mortality rate? We don't know yet. It's new. Like, we're learning. If they just admitted how much they knew and how much they didn't know, and didn't say like, you know, trust the science or whatever, I feel like people would have had more trust in the science. You know, like if they just said, yeah, this is what we know, this is what we don't know, this is what we're learning. And
if you didn't feel like media and news was bought and paid for, you'd be,
yeah. I mean, there's that, but also like to your earlier point, Mike, the idea that you have to go to college to get educated is kind of is like to pay the money. It's kind of a joke. I know a guy, he just goes to like I think he's like in Colorado, so the University of Colorado, like near the campus. He just goes to, like, he just will get the registrar's, like, the little book with all the classes, and it's like, oh, that seems interesting, and he'll just go, because no one's like, he was he's a younger looking guy, he's late 20s or 30s,
right?
But you just you could just go into the class and take the class, not pay the school, like just go and learn the thing and then leave. Like, why are you going to class? Well, I want to go learn. I find it interesting. So he'll take a class on whatever, like, philosophy. You just audit the class for free.
I don't think you understand. Like, I feel so much after like listening to you guys talk about this shit. Like, I feel so much better now that I didn't pay back my student loans. I feel even like the guilt was like, oh it's not that much. It's like maybe like 9 grand.
When was the last time you paid?
With interest? Probably like 25.
I don't. When was the last time you made any payment against that?
Payment, dude. What are you saying? Like, what? What are you talking? Pay? Like,
do they garnish your paychecks or what do they do?
Nah, hell no, dog. Nah, son. Nah.
What do they do if you don't pay? Nothing.
Must be fucking nothing, because apparently I'm on a dope ass podcast and I'm fucking doing great. So it's like, it looks like I'm fucking fine, dude.
Apparently nothing.
I went to one of these art institute schools and Biden literally just cleared the debt for. It's too late. I'm already through all that shit. They're not gonna come giving me nothing. Yeah. But there's a whole bunch of other homies out there who are hopefully buying me a beer.
No. Well, my intention was like, the real idea was like, they were gonna get it at some point. Like, I was gonna.
Yeah, your plan was to pay it back, but then you said never mind.
I just was like, just took. And then over time things happened. And then, now I guess I don't have to pay it back.
Yeah, but this thing that Mike's talking about, so Joe Biden forgave the debt of $6 billion worth of debt on these art institutes. So I read this article before, Mike. It turns out that this art institute was a complete ripoff. It was a fraud. That they were like they had been lying about their placement rates and job potential after you graduate from the place. It was a complete fraud. Like they got fucking they're bankrupt.
Okay.
Like they got like run out of business. But the government is forgiving the loans. But why wouldn't they take the money back from the shareholders and the executives that ran this fraud? Like, why are taxpayers paying this? Why don't they sue the fucking corporation?
Bro, Randy, you're asking these questions like as if you don't know the answer. These are systems in place that allows these people to do this, dude.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
but they're all government given loans too. So the government were the people who are coming up on it. So it's just they've made their money. It's just some interest that they're just letting go. That's 6 billion interest.
I know, but
they're protected,
but
son.
they made a profit. This was a for-profit enterprise before it became a fraudulent fucking thing. But
this is just kind of like same story, different faces type of situation. Like it's like how many like examples of like these like top of like nonprofit or corporations like do these things.
The corporations never pay. The people pay.
The people pay, bro.
Yeah, the people pay.
The people pay. Like it's so until we understand that they're gonna keep doing this shit. I mean, but the $6 billion, where's that? Like where's that going?
Where's that coming from?
Where's that going? Where's that going? Because I didn't get an email about nothing. Like. I check my email every day, dude. I check my email just to, like if just someone's giving me money because I'm broke, like just to be like, yo, hey, just say you gotta. Here's this,
I don't know, man.
The government's probably writing it off on their own taxes.
I know,
They're
right?
Like, hey, we just forgave $6 billion in debt that we were never gonna get in the first place because all these kids work at Starbucks now with their art degrees.
That is pretty funny that everyone is at risk of being audited except the U.S. government. Like no one challenges where they spent the money. Like there's no accounting for it.
Well, they try to do every year and fucking.
Well, they tell us this is what. How do we really know we owe $34 trillion in debt? How do we know we don't owe 70? They could be cooking the books. Like there's really nothing stop. Like they're reporting their own numbers to us. Like how do you know?
There's no
anybody checking.
There's no one checking.
Yeah, right?
There's no one checking nothing, dude. I don't think
they might have some side loans somewhere. They might have the U.S. government have a gambling problem. I
feel like there's just no checks and balances system.
None.
Like it just, and we always hear things after the fact.
Well, I've told you that, man. It's like every year we pay taxes. You know what I would like to get? A receipt that just itemizes like, all right, you paid whatever $20,000 this year in taxes. Here's where the money went. None of us get that.
No, I don't want that.
Because you don't want to know where your money's being spent?
No, I don't want no one to know where my money's.
This is what they say, but how do I know for sure? Discretionary spending. All right, so 25% is Social Security, 28% is healthcare, 60% is defense, and then just a smorgasbord of bullshit. Wow, 1% on labor. Jesus. And then the remainder is 9.1%. What does that mean? I know we don't have extra. I know we don't have extra money. 3% international affairs. See, they're always like, oh my God, can you believe we sent $60 billion to Ukraine? 3% to drop in the bucket.
You know what? That graph, I'm going to be honest with you, looks like the...
it's called the pie chart.
Yeah, it's the pie chart shit. Like the pie chart. That's like my old HR woman, before she let me go. That's like, she showed me like that chart of me, like the times I weren't at my desk.
Oh, for real? She put a pie chart together?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For those that don't know. So.
And I just got, I just resigned actually recently from my job.
You resigned? In protest. You resigned in protest.
They let me go. But like, this is like the third job, like I've gotten let go, so it's like.
Third job? That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No. Well.
I know of 3.
Okay.
Right? So
Yep.
my personal favorite, the storage facility. That you were working at / living in a unit.
Oh, I forgot about that. Fuck.
Right.
You're right.
And then you had the 2 security jobs. This one and the other one.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So there was another one?
Yeah.
There's probably many more.
There's a little bit. Well, yeah. I mean, there's no.
It seems like a pattern, Chase.
No, there's a pattern. It's just like people. It's not a pattern. It's
that you don't like to work.
No, I like to work. I mean, there's definitely evidence of me working. It's just like I don't like people telling me what to do. Like it's like that's one of those situations. Like
but it's like too many breaks.
Nah, man. It's just one of these things that corporate like fucking. It's one of these like corporate things that like they do like they have to like kind of use a technicality to get you out of there.
Technicality, huh?
Yeah.
So what was the straw that broke the camel's back? What was the last incident, like the last write-up you got that got you fired?
They basically said like, oh, you've been going to the bathroom a little bit too long. You've been going to you clock out for break, but you're returning back to your post or whatever a little too long, and I'm like, well, but there's no, how long do I have? Because there's no particular policy that says like I need, I have 15 minutes to come back, so
to take a shit.
Yeah, so they're like, well, we've been watching you for a month, and like, so you've been,
So where were you going? Were you just sitting in the bathroom?
I was just in the bathroom, son. I was like in the bathroom on Instagram, like on Reels, just like just trying to catch up on the news,
swiping.
Yeah, just swiping. I went on Tinder, Bumble.
Now, are you faking taking a dump, or are you just sitting on the toilet chilling?
Totally faking. Totally faking. Like,
Okay, so
no. I have IBS, son. That's
You should have used that.
You
know what my brother said?
But there's no policy in place, so I don't know. I think it was a wrongful term. It was a wrong termination.
Yeah, I mean, you could sue for that. I'd throw a little lawsuit at them.
Yeah,
they got money, big corporation. But my brother was saying, so if listeners don't remember, Jason's previous job, a few years back now, probably 5 years ago, he was working at a different hotel, and he got caught sleeping on the job, and allegedly, as Chase would like to say. My brother said, he's like, what you should have done? He's like, you should have told him you was a Muslim, that she was praying. You can't fire you for that. He's like, you got a little rug out, you had your head down, you were, you had your eyes closed. Like, he was praying. You're Muslim.
No,
see, my brother's smart like that. My brother's sharp.
But they wouldn't.
So you should have came with this one. You should have been like, listen, I have IBS. Like, this is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, they'll get a note from a doctor. And then you pay the doctor $50 to get a note.
We'll see. I mean, it was.
Well, you don't want the job back now. You're already shit canned.
I don't want.
At the time, you got to tell them that. Like, yeah, no, I have gastrointestinal issues.
Right.
So
I'm just gonna say it was a very toxic environment for my mental health, and I think that's been going. I think that gets you a lot of places now these days. Yeah. It gets you off of a lot of work shit. I'm just like,
I know. I'm surprised in Boston they fired a black man. I mean, they should know better. Like it's 2024. You can't fire black people in a white town like that. It looks racist. They didn't get the memo?
They didn't get the memo. They seem to miss that. I mean, they still got Bill Russell's statue down fucking, in East Boston, like, so they went, like.
Oh, they got him down in East Boston?
Yeah, well, it's never in front of the statue,
Yeah, how come do they not have Bill Russell in front of the garden?
No.
What? They have Bird, though, right?
I don't know if they have Bird, but they definitely have Bobby Orr. For sure.
Oh, Bobby Orr, for sure.
Yeah, Bobby Orr, yeah.
But I'm surprised they haven't put Bird, but or Russell, but I would think Bill Russell, I mean, everyone, like, it's weird that Boston is more known for Larry Bird than Bill Russell, and Bill Russell was arguably the second greatest player of all time because he has all the rings he has.
Well, I mean, he's definitely by far. It depends on how you want to argue it. Definitely the best winner for sure. 11 championships and all that, but also
Yeah, how come he's not brought up in that breath of the greatest players of all time?
No, he is, but it's not like he's
because winning championships is what matters, and he was on more winning teams than anybody else.
Yeah, he won.
And it's not like Robert Horry where he was like a fucking sixth man. Like, he was the center on all of those teams.
Yeah, I think he won 11 championships with the Celtics, and he also won 2 championships, NCAA championships with the University of San Francisco when he played in college. And he also won gold medal with the USA team. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. How is this guy not mentioned in that breath? And the color barrier he broke in, I mean, like, in many ways. Like, obviously, he wasn't the Jackie Robinson of basketball. There's other black guys, but like, he was
for coaches. He was.
Yeah, for coaches he was, and certainly he was like the first widely regarded black player that I can think of. I mean,
no, he was.
In the 50s, he was fucking. Like,
I think he is. I don't know. I think he is regarded. I don't know. Maybe not on like the same levels of others. Yeah.
Do you ever watch those whole videos of basketball? Something like the Bob Cousy days.
Yeah,
when they would like slap the ball.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. Like when I have some of that, when I'm at nighttime and I'm had an edible or something, and I'm just like, I like watching like older white guys from like the 50s play basketball on YouTube. That's my thing.
Do you think they could like hang with like? Do you think like Pete Maravich can like hang with an NBA player? Like, can you think he like?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the 70s, right?
Absolutely not.
I'm not saying he'd be like the best player, but you think he couldn't like hold his own in a pickup game with
Pistol Pete Maravich
5-on-5?
Pistol Pete Maravich wouldn't be able to handle me, son. What are you talking about, bro?
Chase.
Yeah, I said it on this podcast.
Chase, you're on the wrong side of 40.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You're a few pounds overweight. You're high as shit. We just ate Chinese food. There's no way. There's no way you could hang with Pistol Pete Maverick. Fucking Bob Cousy now, it's at 100 years old, will fuck you.
Nah, let me tell you something, man. To be honest with you and just be real. No, absolutely not. Like by and large, these kids are on a different stratosphere. Like with
the athleticism for sure.
Athleticism and just how everything. Just the maybe not the IQ of the game, but definitely the athleticism for sure.
Like how far back do you think you can go, and the players will still be competitive? The 90s, probably.
Competitive in what nature?
Like they
physically, winning what?
Could the 92 Bulls hang with the fucking, whoever the best team is today? I say obviously, right?
I mean, it depends on what 90s teams you're referring to, but
I think Luke Longley and Bill Cartwright are both liabilities.
Yeah, you gotta, I don't think they're gonna, Giannis can go. That's gonna be not a good matchup.
Of course,
Luke Longley and good, anybody. First of all, your basketball, bro, because anyone who brings up Luke Longley first, out of all the fucking names in the NBA,
my dog's named Wrigley. Remember?
Yeah,
Chicago guy.
Like Luke Longley, he brought Luke Longley back out.
Yeah, but all right, but I'm saying, like
if you said Bill Wellington next to it, I'd fucking give a hug you right now.
Yeah, Will Purdue, all those guys.
Dude, I love I like
Horace Grant.
Yeah, I loved Horace Grant was a good player. Horace Grant can bang today. Yeah, He was athletic enough.
There's one player that I keep like loving each and every like moment more, and that's Dennis Rodman. Like just because the fact that like if you actually hear his story, it's ridiculous of him playing like so later, like at like 21, 22, community college, and ends up like making the NBA. But this guy, the way he would like. The stories of how he trained, like, and how he disciplined, but then he'll just go party and like, hook up with like 3 girls in Vegas and then fly into like
take a week off in the middle of the season.
Like there's stories of him like running uphill after a game on a treadmill after a game with combat boots.
Oh yeah, just trying to get his
trying to get it work.
But that's what I'm saying. Like look at these guys in the 70s. Like
look at that, man. Well, look at Pistol. Look at that. Yo, that was the first white chocolate, son. Look at that,
Pistol
son.
Pete with the no look.
What? That's white chocolate from the beginning. Oop, got him.
Oh, wow.
Look at him, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, what?
Game the oop-de-oop.
Yo, he would... I mean, that's definitely like...
See, that's what I'm saying.
He was so far...
Like, do you think he would hang with the guys? Like, he's pretty fucking good. Like,
I mean...
are you dropping him from a time machine right in, or are you asking if he was athletic enough to where if he learned the way the game was played today, could he have hung?
Like, that's him. Like him at his prime, could he hang in the league today? I mean, could he make a roster? I think he could make a roster.
He's probably athletic enough.
Athletic enough to probably be maybe like the 12th man, 11th man.
You think so? That deep?
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like I think the '93 Bulls can compete with today's teams.
What's more athletic about Steve Nash than him?
That's what I'm saying. And Steve Nash is a fucking beast. Like,
well, there's certain like
look at that. Come on, son.
Well, there's certain
This is still a 10-foot rim. You know what I'm saying? It's the same fucking game,
bro.
Well,
he has the game of like a Ricky Rubio. If I was to compare
he looks like Ricky Rubio right there.
Yeah, he's got the game of the Ricky Rubio where he's like very deceptive and like how quick he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. He'll probably compete, but I don't know. Have you gone to a game? Have you gone to a game? Like
I feel like what I'm saying is I feel like up until about like 1988, before that, none of those teams can hang with today's current teams. But like
well, I don't think the team could at all either, because I think the rosters and everything as far as talent were a lot thinner, but I think the Pistol Petes, the Jordans, the whatever, they could transcend. But as far as your whole roster,
you don't think like the '96 Sonics, with Sean Payton Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, and Kendall Gill. Like, you think they could play with today's fucking players? I think they could.
They could.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's still like in their prime. You're thinking about them now, but like. These guys were fucking,
no, they would.
They were studs.
No, they would.
Fucking like the Larry Johnson-led Charlotte Hornets. I'm pretty sure they could fucking win 10 games in the NBA this year.
I think it also depends on how you're calling
Alonzo Maloney.
The games change so much. Are we playing bully ball like the late 80s and 90s? Because then Shaq kills everybody.
That's good.
Yeah.
But if you can't play that type of basketball, then Shaq's out.
I was going to say, there's a good team if you wonder how they'd play today. The Pistons, the 92-93 Pistons. Like in today's league, just fucking mauling guys.
Like, depending on the rules, it's like Wembley could be the most dominant person on the court, or Shaq could be the most dominant person on the court, and Wembley couldn't touch him. But it's like a vice versa, depending on the rule set.
Do you think that's why they've gotten away from the big man being like a low post player, because just the rules changes?
Well, I think it's part of it is that I think the NBA wanted to. I mean, what's his name made a good point, Gilbert Arenas on his podcast, basketball podcast, and I mean I don't agree with everything Gilbert Arenas says, but he did make a point where like the NBA did transcend a little bit like from the old way that they played to a new way when they started like recruiting more European players.
That is true. It's more of an outside game. Like guys are shooting three. Everybody can shoot a fucking three ball now. I was saying that the other day.
Yeah.
Like they would bench Shaq if he shot a three 15 years ago.
Right.
You're like, what are you doing? Don't ever do that again. Now you see every power forward in the league can fucking hit 30% from downtown.
Well, yeah, there's a lot more attempts, right? So, but that doesn't mean that the quality of the game is
There's also
fantastic.
more space, I feel like. They used to be on you on defense. Now they give you a lot more room because I feel like you get it fucking called.
It's
like the hand checking is gone, all that.
Playoff basketball is probably the best you're gonna get to close to like competitive basketball in the NBA right now. That's why I like college games. Like
because they play hard defense the whole fucking time.
Well, yeah, because they're just they're committed to like they.
Well, they have less games and they got to win them to fucking get like you have to go nearly undefeated to be.
Well, you got to get a slot. You got to get an NCAA seed. You have to win. There's
you can't fuck around and lose 3 games in the middle of the season like like it's no big deal. That's a fucking problem.
You can win. You could lose 3 games straight in the playoffs and still win a championship.
Yeah, that's true. What do you guys? LA. Well, what do you guys? You guys are living in LA. I'm in LA. What you guys think about your boy LeBron? Is he gonna leave? Staying? What's going on with him?
Is this last year?
I don't know. I mean,
no, I'm saying like on his contract.
I don't think so. But I mean, it's he could be traded.
He's gonna play. He's so good.
Yeah.
He wants the attention. What else does he have to do? You can leave at any time. The coming back, like once you leave, it's over probably.
I don't see him leaving at all just because he has all his businesses here. Why would you leave?
He's definitely still a top 5 player. If not the top 10. Like, why would he leave?
I'm just asking.
Can you name 5 players better than him?
Well, I think we still got the question confused. I think he meant leave LA, and I think we're talking about leave basketball.
No, leave LA. Leave
LA.
Yeah.
Okay. I was saying leaving basketball.
No.
Why would he leave?
Yeah. No, leave LA.
Phenomenal.
No, he's got a few.
I don't think he'll leave LA either, though, because I think the attention's here.
Yeah.
I can't believe he actually like says he like if I had that kind of bread, I'd do like my permanent residence would be in Florida where the state taxes are low, and I would just keep a place out here.
I think he doesn't have to worry about any of those questions. like those questions.
He's got so much money he doesn't pay any taxes.
I think he has like just an expense account just to not give a fuck about what you just said. like he has an account for like those questions just to be like I don't.
He's got an accountant to take care of that. Yeah.
The amount of his time that he can just exchange for bags of money, I don't think we can fathom. Like he can just be like, "Oh, we need how much? 8 hours. Hold on, let me go. I have to donate my time to meet this kid that's the son of such and such oil, whatever." Like, I bet he's got opportunities that are real crazy.
Actually, pull that up because
I had to shoot baskets with a Chinese prince.
I know, right?
Yeah. What's the cap on that? Like,
I saw a list recently of billionaire athletes. See if you can find it. It was interesting who was on it because obviously LeBron is on it, but it was interesting how many people in professional sports are billionaires now. I remember just 5-10 years ago, we're like, is Tiger Woods going to be the first billionaire athlete? Now there's like 25 of them or something crazy.
I don't know if there's 25. I saw 8. Jordan, Tiger, Cristiano Ronaldo, Magic Johnson. Lionel Messi, Roger Federer.
Big time, yep.
Floyd Mayweather, LeBron James. LeBron James was the most recent one to hit a bill.
Wow.
Is that what it says?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
How much is Jordan? $3 billion?
Jesus. Yeah.
What a fucking... Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a reflection of
He's been in the billionaire club since 2014. Yeah, he still makes like $300 million a year from the fucking Nike deal, which is insane.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, $1.72 billion after losing all that money to his wife. Good for him.
Do you think any of these guys, how we're like looking them up and seeing like how much they're worth and stuff? Do you think like billionaires like go on like line and be like, hey, let's see what Chase. Let's see if like Chase Abel's gonna get it together and see how much he's worth. Like
only one billionaire wonders how much he's actually worth, and that's Donald Trump. The rest of them.
Oh yeah.
The rest of them, because I've actually heard this and read it in a book by a guy who wrote about this topic. He's like, when you're really wealthy, you don't know how much money you have.
Oh, okay.
You have no idea at any one time because it's like I guess I'm kind of worth roughly.
Sure.
Because think about it, like $3 billion. It's not like he has a bank account with a number that says $3 billion.
And
it's
you're not
fucking all over his money's all over the place.
Yeah, you're not liquid.
Yeah. No, well, that's a social statement that.
I like that. That's
true.
I used to say that when I would like not understand something. I'd be like, well, it's not liquid, bitch.
Yeah. But that's actually it's not liquid. It's not liquid. Bro.
I knew what I meant when I said it.
I used to say that when I was younger. I'd be like, oh, well, is it liquid, bitch?
It's a liquid.
It's a liquid.
Yeah, no, but what's his name? Mark Cuban famously said that. He's like, there's a lot of billionaires out there. He's like, at one point, I had $1 billion in cash. Oh, wow. When he sold the broadcast.com to Yahoo, they gave him Yahoo stock, but then he did a stock swap with Goldman Sachs. They gave him like 1.2 billion in stock. He's like, something like 1.5. He's like, all right, I'll give you the guys the stock, Goldman Sachs. You give me this much in cash, and they gave him the cash. Turned out the stock the dot-com bubble collapsed. Goldman Sachs lost a bunch of money, but he kept his $1 billion. But he was like, at one point I could write a check for like $800 million.
Nice.
I'm saying, but that's crazy. Like you're right. Most people don't have liquid assets worth that. But even if you did, like, you can't have one bank account with $3 billion in cash. Like, that's not how banks work. Like, they have this, like, fucking limits. So when you have hundreds and hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, it's all over the place. He probably has 30 people working on just where all his money is. I don't know.
I just like these, like talking about like these billionaires. Like I'm just like, I just like ugh. Like, like I just because
you feel bad about yourself.
Like I don't really feel sorry for any of them. Like honestly,
no, I don't feel sorry for anyone. I'm just saying they don't know how much they actually have. Oh. Like there's an estimate. Like other people are just guessing.
I know. Yeah,
I was at one of my clients' offices and I was with his accountant and I was looking at the model planes they had in the office. And I was asking them about it, and they were kind of going like, oh, here's a 70s jet and an 80s jet and a 90s and whatever. Yeah. And I was like, this guy's into model planes? This is weird. Yeah. No, he's not into model planes. When you buy the plane, they give you a model.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, wow. He's been rich that long that he's owned every one of these fucking planes, and they're just chilling in his office. I was like, oh, I'm poor forever.
That's kind of cool.
I would be cool. I mean, if I had the money, right? Like, I guess the better question is, I feel like, is like, if you had this much money, like, what would you be spending the money on, right? Like that's the question for me. Like,
I don't know that I would buy a plane.
I think that buys time. That's one of the few things that you can buy is time, and a PJ buys time
for sure.
And I feel like that's what really truly millionaires and billionaires do, especially because they understand. I feel like I understand how they think, which is totally stupid, by the way, because that's not going to happen. But I think like I understand why like they spend so much money on things because they want to buy more time. So like
that's what most rich people do with their money. Right? They hire other people to take care of shit that they don't
have the time to deal with, right? Yeah. So
I mean that's the point of it. That I feel like is the greatest gift of money is not wasting time. Speaking of which, get to the news stories here.
How long is this podcast?
No, we gotta keep it tight.
Daddy's got to make money tonight.
Yep. 1 in every 24 New York City residents is a millionaire. New York City holds the title for the most millionaires of any city in the world, boasting about 350,000 residents, each with a net worth exceeding $1 million, a 48% increase over the last decade. Dude, I mean, it says the city's enduring economic clout is further highlighted by its 60 billionaires and the presence of over 744 individuals with investable assets surpassing 100 million. Huh. So, okay. I mean, ironically, New York, you could tell there's a lot of rich people there, but I feel like none of them feel rich.
Yeah, because $1 million isn't shit.
Ain't shit.
Not in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not really shit.
That's crazy.
And you said homeowners, right?
No, it said there are 744 million individuals over 100 million and 60 billionaires. 350,000 residents, each with a net worth.
Residents. Yeah. All right, because, I mean, to be a millionaire in New York, really your grandpa has to build a house with the GI Bill after Nam,
it's small.
And you inherit that house.
Yeah.
And you're a millionaire because it's just a property.
I mean, the expensive, the New York City's so expensive, it's, it kind of defeats the purpose. But I think it's a pretty astounding number. 350,000 people with over $1 million.
Not the people I know.
I know, right?
Not the people in my communities. But, I mean, I could see why that is definitely, for sure,
in
some other areas.
Listen to this, though. Ironically, in a different story, a study finds that Los Angeles is the most unaffordable city in America.
Unaffordable?
Unaffordable. Somehow New York is more affordable than LA.
So I guess I'm living in Brooklyn. I guess I'm moving to Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I guess
you're moving to New Jersey, bro.
Well, I'm moving, so you know.
Oh, when are you moving?
New York, yeah. Probably January 1st.
All right.
Juneteenth,
Nice.
maybe Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
That's probably a better holiday. I probably get a better rate.
Yeah, it says the study uses median income data for married couples to measure affordability, deeming neighborhoods unaffordable if mortgage payments exceed 25% of average household income. You know, I feel like LA used to be, just like 5 years ago, used to be more affordable than it is even now.
I mean, I remember when I used to live in LA back in 2010, and I remember there was an apartment that I was my friend was renting a studio, and I was just staying with him for a little bit. He was paying. It was just like right off Sunset, you know, not too far from here, probably, in Hollywood, and it was like $850 for a studio. You know, this is back in 2010.
Saying.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. I feel like not too long ago, it was significantly cheaper than Boston.
Yeah,
and now it is not. Like you can't get a 1-bedroom apartment in this fucking town for less than $3,000.
Oh, I mean, in Boston, forget it. Like, Boston's changed. You know, it's. I mean, there's people.
Well, Boston's right up there in terms of the unaffordability.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that make over $100,000 a year or close to it, and then they have roommates. Like, it's that's crazy.
I know, it's pretty sad.
Thanks for reminding me how poor I am on this podcast. I would have fucking did this on Zoom.
The big news, Mikey. I don't know if you heard, man, but fucking marijuana is now no longer going to be a Schedule 3 drug, or Schedule 1 drug. It's going to be done Schedule 3.
Ooh,
I think it's been that way for white people for a long time.
You think so? You think it's
out.
race-based scheduling?
Wait, well,
I think statistics.
So listen, he's got. I like his facts. He's got facts over there. I like
facts.
Yeah, he's got the Juneteenth facts over there.
Tis the season.
Tis the season. Yeah, let's go, baby. Now we getting fired up. Let's go. Talking about fucking billionaires money. Fucking this guy. Let's talk about Shannon Sharp and why he should be Cat Williams' best man.
Oh my God, Shannon Sharp.
Let's talk about that, baby. You know,
how did Shannon Sharp's podcast get so popular? I think it's pretty shitty. I
Oh,
mean,
hey,
it's all
Randy.
guest driven. It's all guest driven.
We're not gonna sit here and talk about another person's successful podcast.
No, I don't think anything of it. Like,
but we'll say this though, because it is successful by and large, bigger than mine.
Bigger than mine.
So,
but I didn't
well,
know.
I mean, if you're saying it's a shitty podcast, I think maybe
No, I'm
you have an
saying,
opinion about it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying like how did he become so popular so quick? Like,
was such a liberal
he's
thing to
not
do.
known as an interviewer. Like he went from doing fucking Shannon and Skip in the morning, whatever the fuck that show was called,
Sure,
to overnight having a podcast by a fucking rolling fire.
He might not have been your guy, but I think he was huge in the culture to the right sports fans and right people.
Okay.
I think he was a lot of people's guy.
He was,
and then
he was.
Skip made him like ostracize him, and people were like, "Oh, we have to stand up for our guy
Is
and
that
go
what
with
happened?
him now."
What, they have a rift, those two? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
He went down sideways?
dude, I love this guy, dude. I fucking love this guy.
White Mike's in the black culture.
Yo,
over
I
here.
fucking love this. I fucking love this nigga, son. This is my nigga right here, son. Yo, let go. He's the dude that should be running like the diversity and inclusion at fucking Warner Brothers. Like,
Right, yeah.
like
the Warner
he-
Brothers DEI expert.
He's like, I felt like he used to run with Dame Dash at some
He
point.
can't. I mean, he can't. He can't run DEI. He's white.
No, actually, that's exactly what they want.
No, well, they don't want. Oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah, I feel like most DEI people might be. I wonder what percentage of DEI coordinators in the United States are white.
Or racially ambiguous, as they say.
I bet a lot of them are white.
Well, listen.
That white guilt makes you, makes you do funny things.
I wouldn't know, Randy. I don't know. What's the next one?
This one. 41% of Americans predict.
Oh, by the way, Shannon Sharp, please have me on your podcast.
Yeah, shout out Shannon Sharp.
Shannon, if you need a studio to use, I'm
There you
here.
go. What's the name of the podcast? His podcast?
His podcast?
Club Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay.
Is that right?
Listen.
I never knew the name of the podcast. Is that right?
You gotta get down with the culture, Andy.
Yeah, Randy. I know. I mean, it's you've been.
You're disrespecting the show that you say isn't good.
Yeah,
I mean,
he doesn't even know the name.
he's got a pretty nice set.
Look at that. Look at this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Look,
set.
he's wearing athleisure. You like athleisure wear.
It's probably his like bar in his house.
You and his legs are the same. You know, like it's.
Yeah.
And I'm saying we both have good lighting here and there.
Oh, this is fantastic.
He's
First-
probably a little
yeah,
richer than me, but I'm trying.
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Producer. This studio, everything in this studio room is better than what's in my apartment. Like, this is fantastic, dude.
if I can't make my lease, this is all going to be my new living room.
Yeah. So his platform basically is kind of like, it's not really supposed to be kind of an interview. It's more of kind of like a, conversational type of deal.
I didn't know it was actually called Club Shay Shay.
Mm-hmm.
He does have good guests. I'll give him
He's
that.
got great guests. Dude, his show has the most. His Cat Williams interview supposedly just reached the most viewed interview of all time on YouTube.
Oh well, that was because Cat Williams did all the heavy lifting on that. He was talking crazy.
Well, hey,
I said good guest. He's
yeah,
smart.
good guess. He's
smart.
I want to see you on that. I would love to see you.
Someday, yeah. Shannon, have me on, man.
Yeah.
After I just trash your podcast, I just didn't understand how big it got so quick. Like I didn't know he was anybody but the sportscaster.
Well, it got big because he's been in media for the past, over 10 years, So all the fans moved, transitioned over to,
he's in the culture. 4 million subscribers.
Yeah, 3.2.
Yeah, good for him.
There you go, Shannon. We got him back. We got Randy back to
good for you, buddy.
There you go, Rand. Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay. I will say the name can use some work.
Shay Shay now, like
Club Shay Shay.
Yes, Shay Shay it up.
So silly. So listen to this, dude. And I don't know. Let me ask you guys. What percentage of Americans do you think there'll be a second civil war before the decade is out?
Wow, we'll talk about. Wow, what a segue from Shay Shay to fucking
from Shay Shay to this. I do hard transitions, Chase. I don't do fucking.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking.
Do you think there'll be a civil war before 2029 in the United States of America?
I think the better question is, we should do every attempt for not to avoid one.
Yeah, no shit.
But
do you think it's gonna happen, Mike, before 2029?
I don't know.
Civil war, no, because we'll make war with some other country before then, which will therefore unite us in hate for someone else.
No. We're not gonna.
We're fighting wars all over the place.
We're fighting wars all over the place. I agree with Randy, but I also agree with you too. But I think we're not going to get to that point for like one singular reason, and that's because, dude, everyone listens to Wu-Tang and hip hop, dude. Like they're not. That's
what I'm saying. Everyone's got their day-to-day.
Everyone got their day-to-day lives. Like everyone's fucking at the end of the day is gonna wake up.
Too busy.
Yeah,
I got shit to do. I can't go and fight a civil war.
Yeah,
but it says 40.
Would you read it?
Yeah.
Did you read a Malcolm X biography?
No. This I got from Valuetainment. 41% of Americans predict the second civil war by 2029 or sooner. 41% of the country thinks there's going to be a civil war.
41%?
That's crazy.
From a Valuetainment,
yeah, Valuetainment's that big.
Yeah, Patrick David, dude.
Patrick Bet David, yeah. 41%, dude.
How do you feel about it?
I'm fucking worried that 41% of people think there's going to be a civil war. If you think there's going to be a civil war, there could be a civil war.
Are you getting ready?
If everyone said no. What the fucking crazy civil war?
Are you getting ready?
No.
Okay. Just asking, dude.
Fucking
There's a lot of hills here, dude.
What am I going to? What am I going to do? I mean, the only thing I can do is buy a gun. I mean, like, I'm not going to stock up canned foods. Like, that's not going to help.
I hope not. I hope there won't be. And
I know, but 41%. The problem is, if that many people think there's going to be a civil war, there could potentially be one. These are the kind of things you will into existence, right? Like, if you think it's possible that we could fight a war in this country against each other, then it could potentially happen. 20 years ago, you think we're going to have another civil war? What are you, fucking crazy? No. No, this country's stable. Now 41% of the country thinks the country's unstable. And if the people think it's unstable, it can become unstable.
Well,
right?
Listen, you got a lot to campaign for, dude. You got a lot to work to do. What the fuck you doing here? Fucking, you need to that's all. You got a lot to work. You got a lot of work to go on.
I gotta stop the second civil war.
Yeah, man. You got a Randy Valerio for 2028.
How would it go down though? The problem is the idea of a civil war. The way our notion of it is North versus South, but now it's not it. We're all kind of commingled. Liberals and Democrats. Is that the Civil War? But we're all in every state.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're not.
How would you break up the country? You can't.
That's what I'm saying. You got to break them up in I don't know.
California's a blue state. There's fucking 9 million Trump voters in the state. How are you gonna expel them? I don't think you can. A civil war can't happen. We're all living together.
Yeah, listen. I hope not, and I hope we don't do that, and I don't want that to happen. We have to dig deep, and we have to kind of
You sound like a head coach.
Yeah,
you got to dig deep
it's
and
like,
find the resolve.
Well, it's like I don't know. It's like
put one foot in front of the other. And,
it's like
take one game at a time.
Yeah, it's like obviously I don't want to. These type of like questions I always like kind of. I don't see the. I get worried a bit when I hear about these things, because it could be a possibility. Like,
well, we'd get destabilized, and then eventually a foreign power would decide which side that they wanted to back, and a coup would happen to overthrow things. That's how a civil war. One of the sides would be chosen by whoever's being backed by some force that we might not even know about. That's that's the way it works, because that's the way we do it in other countries to other governments.
So who do you think would back the Republicans? Who do you think what country would back Republicans? What country would back Democrats? If you had to guess.
I know.
Obviously, Russia's going Republican.
Well, here's the
thing.
Think
China's going Republican or Democrat?
Those parties might not even know that they're being backed by them. It could be completely being proxy backed by them just to try and get things to blow up and be destroyed and cause strife over here. One other weird analogy is, if America's too strong to ever attack head on, it's like, okay, we can't tie you up and torture you, Randy, because you'll never break. But if we put someone in this room over here and torture them, you might get driven crazy and break because of that, because you can't take hearing it for them. So now we're going crazy here, getting stirred up by the shit happening overseas.
Well, there is a lot of that. I mean, like that they warned about in 2016, 2020, and again this fucking cycle, the propaganda from overseas that, like, I mean, and it's not just Russia now. Apparently Iran's getting involved in sending propaganda this way on social media. China has been doing it for years. So it's kind of funny, like all the things that America had done for years across the globe on a small scale before social media are now coming back to haunt us.
We're getting our shit stirred, and we don't know if it's all original or if there's outside sticks stirring.
That's like a hybrid of issues for sure.
So last news story. Did you hear about that guy? There was a principal, I think, out in Ohio or Wisconsin. He got fired from his job because these tapes surfaced of him saying, racist and homophobic things. But it turns out he didn't say these things at all. The principal of this middle school or whatever, one of the gym teachers didn't like him, and he went and got a bunch of clips of his audio, put it through an AI, and made these fake AI audio clips of him saying racist things. Okay. And this came out, and the guy got arrested. The gym teacher who faked these tapes about the guy saying racist things got arrested and is now facing charges.
Okay.
But the guy, the principal's still fired, which is fucked up. Like, he's like, yeah, I never said that. And it turns out he did never say that. This guy made an AI do it.
He's going to have a lawsuit on his hands, I bet.
That's what I'm saying. But
Big time.
But my point is, now that AI is getting so good, there's going to be all sorts of fake shit out there that's going to sound real. And how are you going to know? Like we can't investigate every fucking, audio tape and video. Like, there's got to be some way
to vet this out.
Yeah,
to vet,
but I'm saying, but it's also a coming problem, right? Like, I mean, like that's how good AI has gotten since the last election cycle in just 4 years. Like, now we have to. There was already misinformation, but now there's going to be absolutely fake media, like fake news, just generated by AI. That is completely from whole cloth made up.
What do you think? What do you feel about this AI situation?
I think it's going to be the end of us. Honestly, what do you think, Mike? I think AI is our undoing.
Okay. Well, all right.
I'm a real chipper guy.
Yeah, it's
Well, for now, it helps edit your podcast.
Yes, it does.
Not before, yes, exactly. Business is business.
That's how this podcast gets clipped together.
Yeah.
No, but it does. But like that's the thing. It's useful tool. But whenever you rely on something too much, I mean.
Okay, my question is how much time do we have as far as like room to kind of still live in some normalcy before the shit hits the fan? Because I need to know that variable so I can get my ass in gear, so I can make enough money to
10
leave.
to 15 years, I would say.
Okay, so I got 10 to 15 years to get my shit together.
In my mind, I think, yeah.
Or not, maybe.
I mean, you think it's sooner, Mike?
No, I don't think people as a whole are organized enough to ever use it right. So unless it's just going to go and completely attack us.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to do that. Yeah. I also think the curve people like
this guy. You had me dark, now fucking back on light.
Here's an interesting fact.
We'll be happily dumb.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, by the end of next year, AI is going to run out of data to learn from.
That's true. Randy, there's always going to be hours of your podcast getting zoomed in every week.
It's gonna be in the recycled fucking section of the fucking.
Oh my god! Can I make a version of ChatGPT where all I do is feed it the podcast and see what comes back when you ask me questions? What if I fed all 402 episodes in, and I asked the thing for an opinion?
Oh my god!
I would love. Oh my god! Do you know how to upload like audio or text to?
It'd be the first time ChatGPT went back from 4.0 to 3.0 after updating
all
of his podcasts.
Oh,
it gets stupider.
It gets dumber by the minute.
Oh yeah. The more you the fucking upload this fucking content, it gets like you need to upgrade software upgrade.
Yeah. Next week I'm gonna run the podcast through ChatGPT, and I'm just gonna interview myself. And see how fucking dark that gets.
That's fucking.
All right, Chase. Where can the people find you, brother?
I mean, they can find me hopefully
out on the streets,
on Instagram. Yep, on the streets on Instagram at Chase Abel. Still have my social media up there, so definitely follow me there. Bringing back my podcast, so that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be fun. So we're gonna do like kind of like me being kind of like a. The idea of it is kind of me being kind of like a backpack nomad kind of comedian.
Oh, all right.
And
you're gonna bounce around.
Just bounce around,
a little traveling comic, if you will.
Yeah. And just interview kind of like really kind of like cool, interesting people.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So it'd be the Anthony Bourdain of comedy.
Yeah, if I had any, please.
I wish.
I wish if I could be.
That actually sounds like a great career. The Anthony Bourdain of comedy.
Yeah, I just I'm actually planning
right now. What did you consider like the coolest? Because I always thought Anthony Bourdain was like a slick guy.
I'm trying to think of people who like traveled. I know Ari Shaffir went on that weird little trip through China and shit.
I think
I don't know if that
they made such a big deal about that. It's like, oh my god, can you believe he just took off? Like, yeah, people go to China for 3 months all the time.
I think the comedian for me would probably be Tom Rhodes.
Tom Rhodes, that's a good one. Yeah.
Tom Rhodes. Tom Rhodes would be.
He does a lot of international shows. He bounces around a lot.
Yeah, Tom Rhodes for me is like always been
that's a great call, dude.
Yeah, Tom Rhodes for me is.
Mine's easy. Go ahead, finish. I'm
sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I'm just gonna say like Tom Rhodes. If people don't know, he's always been a fascinating comedian, like and funny comedian, and he was always like well traveled, and he's just interesting, and I always kind of like.
There's a lot of international shows. American comedian does a lot of international.
Yeah,
shows.
he just has. Yeah, he's been around, and so he's so I kind of like that theme. It's But yeah, who are you gonna say?
I was gonna say Dave Attell's Insomniac was kind of
the
closest obvious grab.
Yeah, Dave Attell Insomniac, but the difference there is that's all U.S. stuff.
Yeah,
Anthony Bourdain has a little bit more global reach, or at least he traveled like further afield. But yeah, I can see that. Dave Attell, the great Dave Attell.
Oh, Dave Attell. Oh yeah, Dave Attell.
Dude, I loved his fucking Netflix special. 35 minutes in and out, hilarious from wire to wire. He's great.
Yeah, Dave Attell is like he's always gonna give you, in my opinion, like what like stand up comedy is. Like it's just like. Just no fat, like just gets to like the punchlines.
So fucking happy, like funny. This is like easily digestible. It's hilarious. Yeah. Some people do these specials at fucking hour and a half. It's like, all right, fucking wrap it up.
Well, you're just
save it for the next one, guy.
Yeah. Well, so it was 35 minutes. Was it half hour?
He did 35 minutes.
Okay.
And he I think he legally had to give Netflix 40, so he just played the recorder for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, that's. That's wow.
he says, I was like, I owed Netflix 40 minutes for this, so here's 5 minutes of me playing the recorder. He just played the recorder. It's fucking great.
Wow,
it was amazing.
That's bold. He's amazing. I would love to. These like comedians have been like 25, 30 years in, and they're still doing it, swinging the bat, and it's kind of amazing to see. I mean, I've seen some incredible acts over my time, and.
God willing, I can do it for 30 years. Just another 25 to go.
You're doing good out here, though. You right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah. I'm keeping, staying alive. Staying alive in Hollywood. It's all you can ask for.
All right.
Staying busy. But thanks for doing this, brother. Always good having you.
Yeah, I'll come back and do it again.
Thanks for lunch.
Yeah. Thanks for arriving at lunch. We went to an interesting lunch place. It was hilarious.
It was a giant Chinese buffet.
Yeah, it was like it felt like just to leave the podcast with this. If you ever guys go to a Chinese buffet in LA, it definitely feels like. it's a community neighborhood of like Rey Mysterios in action.
Like,
like it's just like a whole bunch of Rey Mysterios, like a family. Like
you could say it, Chase. Mexican.
I didn't say it.
Yeah, dude. We're this is Mexico, dude.
I love it.
We stole this land from Mexico.
No, I love it. I love it. No, I don't love that we stole it, but I love.
No, I love that we stole it.
I love that we overcame from that.
That we triumphed.
It was good seeing you, man.
Yeah, man. Good seeing you, brother. All right, guys. That's it for this week. Obviously, subscribe to the podcast at Ready Set Blow. You can follow me at Ready Valero. We love you guys. Peace.